how exactly do Pokeballs work? A question I'm sure we've all considered at one point in time. With the release of Pokémon Legends Arceus, which contains an older version of the technology, it seems like we may have gotten the answers we've been looking for. For the longest time, I think we've all been under the impression that Pokeballs are an advanced form of technology that has the ability to transform Pokemon into light or data for storage and transfer. The reason being, we assume the same technology is used for Pokemon trades, and even a recent episode of the anime briefly brings up this concept.
It works much like a Pokéball. It takes light particles.
Nobody will understand, so spare us the details.
But within the first 10 minutes of Legends Arceus, we're hit with a pretty big revelation. After we meet Professor Laventon, he explains that Pokeballs take advantage of a Pokemon's natural ability to shrink down to minuscule size. I suppose on one hand it might make sense. At the very least, the name Pokemon or pocket monsters will always fit regardless of when Pokeballs were invented. And the funny thing is, this isn't the first time we've seen this piece of lore. It's mentioned in the Pokemon Encyclopedia, which you may have heard about from that recent big video. This was an official book published by Creatures with input from Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori. It was never published outside of Japan and included lots of extra information. Going off of this one blog that breaks down some of the information, I found the portion that discusses Pokeballs specifically, stating that they were invented in 1925. A professor named Nishinomori was conducting experiments on a primate and discovered it could shrink down in size to fit inside his glasses case. While this encyclopedia contains lots of information that fits into the canon and would later be adapted in different ways, this specific story comes into conflict with Legends Arceus. This states that Pokeballs were invented in 1925, while Legends Arceus is set in a time likely before that. That is, if Pokemon uses a similar system of years as we do. This story with Professor Nishinomori was mentioned again in an official Japanese Pokemon website from 2016. Websites like this are actually something Pokemon does pretty often through their Daisuke Club. They're usually presented as being written from the perspective of a character living in the Pokemon world. So yes, this does bring up the story of Professor Nishinomori, although it only mentions him by name and the fact that he invented Pokeballs. It doesn't bring up the year of 1925 or the fact that Pokemon have the ability to shrink in size. But with this, I think we could say that Nishinomori definitely invented the modern Pokeballs in roughly 1925, or whatever the Pokemon equivalent is, and that it corroborates Pokemon being able to shrink in size, since that's what was written in the original encyclopedia. I guess we finally figured out how Pokemon can just pop out of nowhere. I would consider that the Pokeballs we know of today utilize modern technology to trigger a response in Pokemon to cause them to shrink and be stored inside. While in Pokemon Legends Arceus, we see that the older Pokeballs are crafted from apricorns and tumblestones, and it is likely the tumblestone that does most of the work in triggering this response. Stones causing some kind of reaction in a Pokemon are nothing new, and really, I guess having items that can trigger this shrinking ability in Pokemon, some maybe with a little bit of magic or aura, as we like to call it around here, would make sense for some of the other vessels we see in the anime used to contain Pokemon long ago. But the anime can get weird and is really a different timeline from the main series. Taking what we know from Legends Arceus and the Encyclopedia, which was later expanded upon, I think there's a relatively clear picture of how Pokeballs work, merely being a means of drawing out the natural abilities of a Pokemon rather than specifically being technology used to subjugate. With all the crazy lore we see in Legends Arceus, this is one of the weirder ones, oddly enough, because it's a different way of answering a long-asked question, and it's not necessarily a retcon, but is a little bit more of a reminder of what was originally intended. At least I can sleep at night, finally knowing the truth. Pokemon can shrink in size, they just do that. But anyway, hey, this is GatorX, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can follow me on Twitter as well, and I've also got the vlog channel that you can check out at the end. But anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.